Well, I'm sorry, it's tough to start, but if you haven't heard, the legendary author and creator of Dragon Ball and Dr. Slump has passed. Um, Akira Toriyama has passed a week ago, March 1st, and I'm streaming at 3:40 in the morning to make sure I don't bother no one else. But I had to get this off my chest. So 3:42. Um, Akira Toriyama is so much more. I'm sorry, I don't know. I haven't wrote down nothing. I'm just Dragon Ball is a part of my life for so long. It's hard to imagine a life without it. Um, the funny thing is, I was introduced to it through Team Four Star. At least I remember. I don't even remember the first thing. The first thing I can really recall watching, like the first episode, was one that was is one of the Cell Saga episodes during the Cell games. I just remember it because it was Saturday night before a soccer game. We were watching it, and it was Goku and Cell fighting, and that was the first introduction, or not my first introduction, because I knew of it. That was like the first episode I ever watched, not even fully, just a part of it. Um, but Dragon Ball has been a part of my life, and it has inspired me. Has inspired me to do things, and it's hard to imagine that Toriyama is gone now. I don't believe I'm exaggerating when I say I don't I don't know. I feel like I know that people remember Toriyama as one of the greatest authors to ever do it. He's definitely one of the most influential. Look all across New and Fort. He created Dragon Ball, so and it lasted for nearly half a century, and it was going to keep going even after his passing. I'm sorry, I'm not really good with words, but I had to get it on my chest because I respect the guy so much, and I love Dragon Ball so much, but he's so much more than that. He, I'm only going to focus on Dragon Ball. You know, he is more than just Dragon Ball, but that's the only thing I know, and I promise I'm going to learn more. But for now, Dragon Ball is it. I told you, Dragon Ball, the Cell Saga is the first. Was like the first thing I ever watched. It should be a terrible introduction, but just the action, the fighting was so cool, and I grew into more. I couldn't find no really long episodes, but I don't know if it's still up there no more. But I watched the really early part, the really early saga, the Boo saga, in episode by episode, part by part on YouTube. Like you know, it is when back in those times, you have to watch an episode. You have to watch a video. You have to watch 3 or 4 videos to watch one episode of an anime. That's what I did. Um, yeah, and I've hooked ever since. Sure, I've gone back and forth with with life going through it, and Dragon Dragon Ball sometimes not taking part, like not being in the forefront, but I still loved it. I have a shirt. I have 2 posters on my wall. I have one of those orange. I have an orange box of the first saga on the Z. I watched every single. I didn't watch. I try to watch as much episodes as I can, but I watched a lot of Dragon Ball, and knowing that Dragon Ball Daima is the last thing he's ever worked on, heartbreaking because he had so much more to give. It's kind of poetic, really. He passed when Dragon Ball's going back to Kid Goku. And that's where it all started. Not his career specifically, but the worldwide fame, the worldwide recognition of Dragon Ball. Go, you can you can look through different medias and see Toriyama's influence on different kinds of media. Fuck, I can give you an example right now. Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2 had Miles Morales do the fucking Kamehameha. The fuck? Not even mention Sonic. Even with Dr. Slump. Uh, Fox to Mario kind of runs like Ariel. But, fuck. There's not much I can. There's so much I could say, but at the same time, I don't have the words to describe the man. In my opinion, he's the most influential author of all time. I put him out there with Tolkien, with Lovecraft, with Shakespeare. What name an author? He goes with them, and I'm not afraid to say he's probably the most famous because nobody did it like Dragon Ball. If you if you remember back in when the final episodes of Dragon Ball Super was airing, did you see how crazy it was in different countries? Whole bunch of watch parties. Hell, I don't know if it's true, but I'm pretty sure it's true. But Mexico ignored a cease and desist from Japan because they hold like a watch party in Latin. In Mexico, there's some. I don't know if Mexico specifically, but in Latin America, there's some restaurants that are Dragon Ball Z themed, or Goku specifically. But Toriyama will be missed heavily, not just from anime, but from everybody. If you go on X or Twitter or any social media spot, you can see people talking about it. That's how you know you created something special because no one would ever forget Akira Toriyama. And I'm really sad to say he's gone. The last two things he's worked on will be Dragon Ball Daima and two new shows, and Sparking Zero, if I remember, and it's a new one. I forgot. I really wish I remember, but I know he worked on another one, but he died at 68 from like something in a head injury, but growing up, Dragon Ball was it. I learned how to do the fusion dance. I tried to do the Kamehameha. I tried to turn Super Saiyan. And if you remember that one episode of Dragon Ball where Gohan was teaching Videl, I tried to do that shit too. And that's just the type of hold that Toriyama had on a bunch of kids. Touched a billion lives. I'm not afraid to say he did touch a billion lives from all walks of life. He made people want to be like Goku. I don't think he knew. I hope he knew that though. I hope he knew how much people respected him and admired him and damn near worshipped him in his works. And man, it's tough. It really is tough that he's gone now. Uh, I know people. I know people who ever sees this will feel like, well, I'm trying to profit off his death. I'm not. Um, I posted about it on Twitter, posted about it on the community pages, and I just had to talk about Toriyama before he. While the emotion's still rough, the emotion's still there because there's only two besides Toriyama. There's only two celebrities that's actually kind of hit me hard. The very first one was Paul Walker, and that was when I was a young kid, and I remember denying that he died. I was a conspiracy theorist when I was a kid because I didn't want to believe it. And at that time, Paul Walker was the hardest celebrity death that ever hit me. Then came in 2020, Kobe passed. I was a bit older. I was 17, I think so. No, I was 16. 16 to 17, and Kobe passed. And that hit hard too. Because I grew up I grew up even if I didn't watch basketball, you heard people talk about Kobe. You heard about people shooting and saying his name when they shot a piece of trash into the shot some paper into the basket or whatever. And then Toriyama. Now this one hits really hard because it hits me in the spot where Paul Walker did because I grew up watching his movies. But at the same time, everybody tried to do what he did, like Kobe, like what Kobe shot. Like when I say Kobe, people try to do the Kamehameha or turn Super Saiyan, go Kaioken, try to use Ki. That's the celebrity death that hit me. This is the celebrities that hit me the fucking hardest. And he probably didn't see himself as a celebrity because he probably saw himself like as a mangaka, but he was a fucking celebrity. He probably wouldn't be a celebrity that go out to see it and recognize in the street, but he is one of the most influential authors of our time. He will be remembered as such. I hope he knows how much people respected him. Like, and I can't pronounce the name, but the author for Naruto. Damn, it's best believe when Sparking Zero comes and Dragon Ball Daima releases, there will be tear shedding. Like I cried tonight, I cried today or tonight or whatever when I heard that Toriyama passed. I was in shock. He's he passed March 1st, but they only released it today or yesterday, and I was in shock. Like this can't be real. This is just so sudden, and that shit hurt. I don't know how I'm missing a guy I never met, but he just had effect. Uh, I'm gonna miss Toriyama, even though I never met him. His works will live. For, he will live forever. His works. No one will forget the name Akira Toriyama, because, in my opinion, he transcended just being an author. He transcends. He is an icon of pop culture, and I don't believe I'm exaggerating when I say that he's an icon now. He created something special, and I believe the only anime that's more definitely popular is it's probably Pokemon, and the character more famous in the anime's world is probably Pikachu. But Pokemon did not. Might have Pokemon Go and some other games, but they did not have the world like Dragon Ball did, especially in the last episode of Super. God damn. I'm not trying to compare though to animes, no, but to me, Dragon Ball is the greatest anime to ever exist. And I get Toriyama. It's the greatest mangaka to ever do it. And Goku is probably one of the most iconic. He is one of the most iconic characters in fiction. He was able to redeem the characters he created. He was able to redeem a lot of them. Oh, he fucking redeemed Vegeta. Before before his redemption, he was a monster, destroying planets, killing people, selling planets. But he was able to redeem him. I think the fucking names of the characters: Cell, androids. He named the Saiyans after vegetables. Gohan is rice. Majin Buu, Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo. Yeah, it's just no one's got it like Toriyama did. And no one believe, no one, and I'm for sure he didn't think that the story of a kid with a tail in a forest on an adventure to find some 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 Dragon Balls, some wish granting orbs. I don't believe, You didn't know that he created something special. And 4 years later, it's still just as relevant as it was in its heyday. Hell, it's probably even more relevant now. Once Daima comes out, I'm gonna watch that shit and I'm gonna cry a bit. And once Spark and Zero comes out, I'm gonna cry a bit. I'm gonna look back. I'm 20 years old. I've been a fan since I was 9 or 8. That's when I knew the name Dragon Ball. Yeah. Dragon Ball will always be my favorite anime, and I'll always go watch it back. I'll always read fanfics of it. I'll always read. I've read some manga of it. I have the shirt of it. I have 2 posters. Dragon Ball will always be it for me, and I'm sad to say that it's gone. Well, I'm gonna end this. I'm just gonna say. I'm gonna say what I gotta say this. Arigato, Toriyama Sensei, for everything. Thank you for sharing your vision and for letting us live through it. You created something special, and it will never, your name and your life will not be forgotten. One last time, thank Arigato, Toriyama Sensei. Arigato. Jane. I'll see you in the world. I'll see you in the other world. Okay. Why did I say it one more time? Because it hurts. I'll see you in the other world. Arigato, Toriyama Sensei. Jane. Jane.